Hello, and welcome to Jamie Reviews. My name is Megan, and I'm here today to talk to you about NURVV Runn insoles. The NURVV Runn insoles have 16 different sensors on each of the insoles, along with a GPS tracker on the side. What they do is they measure a bunch of different analytics, including foot strike, cadence, pronation, and tell you things like running performance, if you rested, if you have a good training load, and can give you tips on different exercises to fix things like overpronation, cadence, and gives you drills. But we'll get more into that. So first, how do I use these things? Well, it's actually pretty easy to set up. Putting them in your shoe, what you do is you take out your regular insole, you slip them inside, you put your insole back in, press it down. The GPS tracker just velcros, it has a little clip and velcro, sits on the side. They're very comfortable. I didn't notice anything when I was running. I didn't have any rubbing or anything. They're very thin, so it doesn't add any volume in the shoe, so it's very comfortable. And I tried it in a variety of shoes. I've tried them in my Reeboks, New Balance, Skechers, and it all worked pretty well, fit in any of my shoes. Once you have it in your shoe, to set it up is actually really easy as well. You just press the little button here on the side, and you hold it until you see the green and blue flashing lights. That's in pairing mode. And then you download the NURVV app on your phone, and you follow the steps to connect it. I didn't have any issues connecting. There was one time that it didn't seem to be connecting, so I just turned off the trackers and turned it back on, and I was able to connect pretty easily. It will tell you whenever it's ready, when the trackers are connected and when they're ready with GPS, and you press run. Once you're done with your run, you press stop. It will give you some really cool analytics. So similar to other running apps, it'll show where you ran on a map. And first thing, it'll talk about cadence. Cadence is how many steps per minute that you're taking. Recommended cadence is, I believe, 180, and it will show you a graph over time for your entire run, your cadence. This is pretty important because you can see if over your run, your cadence changes. That means, you're not able to keep a consistent stride per minute. And it gives you some tips on improving and gives you a better definition on what exactly cadence is. Another thing that it talks about is stride length. Mine says 3.7 feet. And so this, at my average speed of 7.94 miles per hour, my average stride length is 3.7. And also shows another graph on the entire run showing, your stride length. It also shows elevation, just because when you're going uphill, your stride length probably is a little bit different than when you're going downhill. And it kind of shows, when your stride length is longer, when it's shorter. This is just another tool to use if you are, dealing with injuries or want to improve your running. The next analytic that it talks about is pronation. And I know pronation has always been a really big, hot topic. Oh, I'm overpronating, I'm underpronating, you need to wear stability shoes, you need to wear neutral shoes. Well, instead of just going to your local running store and having a running expert watch you walk or jog for 2 seconds, this can give you a really accurate idea of what exactly your pronation is. It shows you your entire run. When you start off a run, obviously you're a little bit less tired than when you end the run. So your foot strike and your whole running form is probably going to be a little bit different. That's what I really like about this tool, is that it shows what happens the whole story and not just a little snapshot at the beginning of a run when you're, someone's watching you. And so I can see here what my left foot, what my right foot is doing, and it shows, elevation again too. I was curious to see if this changed with turns. So I went on the track the left turn way, and I stopped it, and then I started a new session and I went around the right turn way and saw, hey, does this affect, is turning skewing some of this data? And no, I know it was pretty accurate. It gave me very similar data for each way that I went. So it is really measuring the foot strike and taking into account that, hey, sometimes we're turning when we're running. One thing this app does recommend is going on a treadmill to get a really accurate idea of what your pronation is, just because running on a treadmill is a very controlled environment where you don't have those outside things going on, going up elevation, going down elevation, running around dogs, avoiding people standing in the middle of the street. You know how that goes. One of my favorite things that this app talks about is foot strike. I like to see exactly where my foot is striking, and it's kind of cool to see different runs, how your foot is striking. So, there's been a whole big debate. What's the best place to strike? I know early coaching was heel striking. You must heel strike, heel to toe. That's how you run. And then later on is, no, you must run on your toes. We're not ballerinas, so I don't think we're going to be running on our toes anytime soon. So this gives an accurate of where exactly you're running, and gives you percentage. So for me, my run the other day, it showed on my left foot 5% forefoot, 91% midfoot, and 4% rear. And then on my right foot, 10% forefoot, 86% midfoot, 4% rear. So it said that I am 89% midfoot striker, which is interesting. That's how I kind of trained myself to run. I wanted to be more of that midfoot striker. I find that worked best for me and worked good with my stride, worked good with my feet, knees. Everything felt pretty good when I kind of transitioned from a more heel striker to more of a midfoot striker. And then I did something similar where I was on the track doing strides. You could see more of a shift of a heavier forefoot landing rather than midfoot strike. So it's very interesting to see, when you change speeds of how that foot strike changes. Also shows a little bit of that imbalance that is in my stride. Not a whole lot, but it is something that I want to keep tracking just to see, hey, am I getting more injuries on one side? Or, later on, if I do have an injury, to see if it's changing my foot strike. And if it is, okay, that means, maybe I need to change something in my running. So, this is just a really great tool to understand what's going on, and just gives you more data to figure out, hey, am I doing the right thing when I'm running? Is there anything I need to change? Are there imbalances? Am I way heavy right foot or way heavy left foot dominant? Just kind of gives you more idea. And I do believe that the longer that you use this and the more data that you can get is going to be more beneficial, that you can look back, be like, okay, why is my right knee hurting, this week compared to 3 weeks ago? Check out the data, look on there, hey, is there a shift in what's happening with my pronation, my foot strike, my stride length? Just another cool tool. If you are one that you don't like running with your phone, this application works best with Apple Watches. So with an Apple Watch, you're able to control the nerve insoles and GPS trackers directly from your watch. They are working on getting it to connect with a Garmin watch. I wasn't able to do it on mine. They have a whole step-by-step way of getting it to connect with the Garmin. However, it wasn't working on mine, so either I couldn't figure it out, or they're still working on that. But once they're able to get that done, I think it'd be a lot easier than having to do the phone. But if you're running with your phone anyways, no big deal. Overall, I really did like using the NURVV Runn insoles. I thought it was really cool. Definitely, kind of that runner stats nerd to figure out, okay, am I doing these right things? Am I running correctly? Like, I love that stuff. And so if you also like analyzing what you're doing and improving on that, great tool. Also, if you are finding that you're dealing with injuries all the time, it may be a really good tool just to look at your running form and get actual stats that are, undisputable of how your foot's landing. And that could be huge in helping you stay injury-free. So, really great tool. I would recommend it for those who are interested. It is a little extra step, putting it in, turning it on, but for the most part, pretty user-friendly, especially for those with the Apple Watch. If you are interested in trying these, links will be down below. You can, like always, follow me on Instagram at MegWagRuns and follow my journey. I am attempting to run in the Canadian Olympic trials, so you can watch my journey. I'll post updates and stuff on what I'm doing, and hopefully this track season will work out. You never know. But thank you for watching, guys, and like always, keep it tight.